Look, I have a new studio companion. Hi guys, welcome to another Monday. Today's 22 and we're in the crazy Black Friday week. Last week was really quiet on orders and before that I had quite a few. So I'm not sure what to expect. Also, I'm already running a sale. One of these that doesn't require a discount code. There's already a 10% sale. Then I'm gonna improve the sale over on Friday. I think until December. I wanted to update you on the weekend. I actually got a lot done this weekend. Yeah, almost 7 hours of work this weekend. Basically, I finished a Kiki painting that I had pending. That ended up taking a lot longer because I did not only finish the painting that took me about an hour and a half or something to finish completely. I also decided to draw a background for the first time in a long time. But then also I prepared everything for printing, I prepared bookmarks and I prepared stickers. And yesterday I actually recorded the next part to the Etcher Lab studio. I'm doing the workshops that they gifted me and recording them for you so you can, check out what my thoughts are on them and what my results are. And I did the second one. I just have one left to go. So that's what I did this weekend. I ended up looking at the total hours that I've worked last week and it's more than the weeks before, which is like, wow, considering how bad it started. Like, you remember how bad that week started? I hope this gives you some sort of hope that sometimes a week can start off like really bad and then move on to being decent, or pretty good. Moving on, what we're gonna do this week, I think I'm gonna focus on just a couple of things. This week, what I'm trying to do is mainly, I'm gonna finish the pages on the children's book. She already gave me the pointers for the next pages until the end because I asked her to. What I'm going to do this week is I'm going to try to sit down every day and fix a few pages. Second main goal is I'm gonna get merchandise ready. Last time that I was going to the Japan weekend, I ordered stuff like a month and a half ahead to a Spanish company, so I was hoping that they will send it in time. They didn't because they ran out of stock and they didn't warn me. When I realized they kept pushing the delivery date back, and I didn't know what was happening. I contacted them. It took them forever to get back to me. I never mean to be a rude customer, and I was always very polite. It was a very unprofessional way to do things. Also, they seem to be pretty well known and have established page that works. So it was like, be a bit more professional. Why don't you offer me an alternative quicker, sooner, so I can have it on time? And I did it in a month and a half in advance. It was supposed to arrive in 2 weeks. It never arrived. So the thing is, I decided to look out for alternatives. I asked around in a group of artists that are from Spain, that are from conventions and such. They recommend me a few places, and there's one that I really like. It's not national, so I want to order now because I know also that this time is really busy for all companies and it's Black Friday. So I might get a bit of a discount. We're like 3 months ahead of time. This time I want to have these things with me. I wanted to order tote bags. That's like the main thing I want to get. And I want to have a bit of a wider range of things. The prints don't sell as well as I was expecting and I took a lot with me. So a lot of small things sell better. Then I was thinking about ordering buttons too, because enamel pins don't sell as well either because they're on this expensive side and people, they only want to spend a few euros, dollars, mainly because they're kids, and they don't have that much money. Then I've seen, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time, they do washi tape. Ever since I saw Catnip making her own washi tape, I'm just like, I want to do it. So I'm thinking about making Animal Crossing washi tapes, maybe a couple, and see what works well. So what I want to focus on this week, this is where I was going, by the way, is on designing this merch. I want to design the tote bags, which should be fast because I already prepared the other ones, and it's just adjusting it to the new size. The good thing about this company is that they make discounts on quantity, but they can be different designs. Like if I'm ordering the exact same tote bag with 5 designs, and that obviously makes me order a few more, then they will discount me on quantity just the same. So that's a very good pro. This is perfect because I can't really order that much quantity, and same with washi tapes too. I just wanted to quickly show you the geeky stuff I've been working on, but I've done a couple of A4 prints, which is this size. This size is really nice, but in conventions they don't really sell too well. It's the size that mainly sells on conventions. A lot of people say is A5, which is this one, by the way, that I took a couple of prints to, so there's 4 of these. A lot of people say that this is the best size to sell on conventions, but I found that this one sold better, mainly because it's just cheaper, so people just prefer it cheaper. Even though they like it better if it's a bit bigger for decorating, they prefer it cheaper, basically. So I printed a page of these, and they're just 4, and then I printed some bookmarks. And I'm really happy because this image looks really well on bookmarks. Not all of them do. And then I printed these stickers, and they actually fitted pretty well in a page. There's 12 here. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I really like the background, especially because I'm not used to draw backgrounds, but I think they turned out really great. And you know, my printer really prints with a lot of vibrant colors, so I really like how it turned out. Hi guys, I'm going on a walk today, and look how pretty this is. It's just like I'm walking through the woods, and it's just a big park that we have here in my town. Hi guys. I don't know if you can tell by my face, but I have some bad news. Also, I have a headache, which can be related to the bad news or not, because I do have chronic headaches anyway. But yeah, I got some really bad news yesterday, and I'm feeling better today. I am, but Etsy sent me a message yesterday saying that they closed my shop and there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, just awesome. I knew this was something that could happen. Etsy has the right to close your shop anytime they want, and they just basically most of the times you can't do anything about it, which I don't think is entirely fair. I overall think that Etsy is a great platform, and so far I had a really nice experience with it. They do have a bit of a weird thing with the taxes. Like sometimes you just see that they're taking a lot of taxes out of your revenue and you don't exactly know what, because they don't specify it perfectly. But apart from that, you know, they were a nice marketplace. I had sales despite not having a big audience, and you know, I was happy with it. But they do have a couple of fishy things that some people don't like, one of them being offsite ads, but I'm not going to talk into that, especially because I don't have a shop anymore. And this is another one too. Like, I think that they should have a way for you to reclaim that, for them to review or something, and just check that you're not doing anything that bad. The reason for why they closed my shop is copyright infringement. And yes, I know that this could happen. And for a while I thought that they were closing my shop. But a few months had passed and nothing. So I'm going to quickly tell you a bit of the story. Basically, in January, I think, this year, I received my first copyright infringement notice. I wasn't actually selling any merch or anything. What I was selling is a few originals I had. They're in my closet, sitting down, gathering dust, so I decided to put them up in my Etsy shop. A long time ago, back when I started. Because, you know, when you start out, you really don't gain much traffic, and I had those originals and I thought, let's put them in the shop because I really don't want them, so at least they can have a nice home where they are being hanged in a wall or something, and you know, I get an extra revenue for that. So these originals were for sale for a bit, and I think they've been in my shop for like 2 or 3 years, and some of them have sold, some of them have not, and I just kept them there. I listed a few more during the years, but you know, that wasn't my main thing. When I received this first copyright claim, I took off any of the Ghibli things that I had that were too close to the original, because and back when I started, I didn't trace, but they were very, very similar to certain scenes or certain characters and certain postures, because I was straight out copying from a photo. So what I did then was take off those designs, because I understood that that was a bit too close to the film and to the images to be there. However, I did keep some newer ones because they were original compositions by me. Like, for example, I had a very pretty ponyo drawing that I did, that by the way I sold this summer, that I'm going to show around here too, that the composition was completely mine, the design was mine, it's on my style, the faces don't look like the movie, and I thought, well, this is safe because it's my style, it's obviously based on the movie, but it's completely different, like it has my own touch, you know? And from then on, some of them that will look like this Sophie and Calcifer print, were still there too. And this summer, Ghibli for some reason has been doing a big swipe through Etsy. And a lot of accounts have been affected because it's been so sort of sudden, then suddenly everyone started being blocked. Back in summer, I got like 3 or 4 notices in the scope of a few days. I was on vacation, by the way, so I basically didn't even have time to, when I received the first notice, take everything else down just in case. By the way, another thing that really gets me angry is that a couple of those notices were from ads that were deactivated and sold. So I had one copyright notice that was from a drawing that I sold like a year and a half ago. How does that make sense? Like, what harm does it do to you now that I sold a little original for 20 euros, which is nothing, by the way, a year and a half ago? And then the other ones that I deactivated, because I deactivated them thinking that they wouldn't catch it that way and they wouldn't bother me, I wasn't going to sell it anymore. Why would you do that too? I'm saying this too because if you have ads deactivated, please erase them completely because they can find them. For whatever reason, they can find them. And guys, this makes me mad mainly because of 2 things. I understand where copyright stands, and I understand that it's bad for a company to make profit out of someone else. But as artists ourselves, we create art based on that. And the design is ours, even though it's based on that. When it's my design that's completely different, like for example, the Kiki drawing I did the other day. Yes, you can see it's Kiki. Is it similar at all to the movie? No? Then why? By the way, my Kiki design that I showed you wasn't for Etsy because I haven't been putting any Ghibli art in my Etsy. This is for the convention. And obviously it's a Japan weekend convention, so I do need fan art. And if you don't have fan art in a convention, you don't sell. It's basically mandatory. And it's permitted, by the way. I honestly am partial to artists selling fan art because we're never going to be huge companies. And if you are a huge company, if you're an artist that sells that much, then you don't need fan art. Another thing why this makes me so sad and so angry is that I've been putting so much work in my Etsy shop this year. I've been creating so many new products. As I was seeing that my Etsy was sort of picking up, I was starting to introduce my own products and my own originals and stuff. I already had some originals of my own listed, but they didn't even get any traction. For example, this year I sold a couple of originals that were completely my own. And I also sold stickers and prints that were completely my own. That was a first for me. I had been on Etsy for like 3 or 4 years. I can't remember exactly. And that's why people sell fan art, because they can't sell otherwise, you know? Sorry, I'm a bit angry and I ramble a bit more. What I also meant to say before is that after these claims in summer and me taking down most of it, I think the only one that was left was my Sophie and Calcifer print. I think I changed the name or something, but after that it was quiet. It was quiet for months, since August. I already had received the mail saying that if we receive any further, we might close your shop and such, but nothing else happened. I was a bit like on edge at that time, but after receiving that mail, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the rest down. A couple of months passed and they just suddenly closed my shop. I don't get it. They had put a retention in my shop, by the way, and I don't know if this was a symptom that they were already looking into it. I just could get my funds like 45 to 90 days after. By the way, I still have money retained on Etsy. They're supposedly gonna pay me. I hope so, because that money is my own. It's not much, but it's mine. And by the way, guys, I was having such a great week. Monday was super productive. I finished everything on my list. Yesterday too. I was actually finishing editing the video. I had a little to go, not too much, when I received this mail, and they basically ruined my afternoon. It was pretty early, it was 7 or something, and I was already like halfway through editing the final part of the video, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna get this video edited, I'm gonna pre-upload it, and I can, you know, just have some time for myself this afternoon. Then I got this mail. And it basically ruined my afternoon because I was angry. I was researching for a bit to see if I could do anything. They say very clear in the mail, by the way, that you can't do anything when it's a copyright claim, and that they have the right to suspend even your buying privileges, which doesn't make any sense. What wrong would I do by buying from some other creators? Which, by the way, I'm gonna reclaim, not for Etsy. I'm gonna try. They say that if I wanted to buy, I have to get in contact with them. I'm gonna try because honestly, if I want to support creators that are on Etsy, I will, and they're not gonna stop me from that. And they also say that you can't open a new shop because they will probably close it without even telling you anything. Like, they have the right to close your new shop without even having sent you a message. Like, they just close it and that's done. And I've also heard from people that got their shop closed like that when they didn't even have a previous shop or any other problem, like it was just a mistake, and they still couldn't do anything about it. So there's this part about Etsy that honestly is very black and white. They don't even seem to have any support. I send them a message saying, look, is there anything I can do? If there's not, please at least give me my buying privileges. Still nothing. They send me an automated reply and they didn't even bother to read it. It's not nice at all. Like, okay, if you can't do anything because it's just your policy, at least read the freaking message and tell me if I can have my buying privileges, you know? I'm also not exactly sure what I'm gonna do now because I've been creating so many products. I've been sort of developing my own brand lately and creating so many products for Christmas, and I was already thinking about new products to introduce. And a lot of these products were also to get to my Japan weekend in February. So I think I'm gonna sort of focus into that. I also have a website shop. The thing with my website shop is that I don't really direct that much public from any media. So my website shop really doesn't work. So I guess I'll just have to keep working on that. Like, my website shop so far is not as up to date as my Etsy shop was because I was focusing on that. I will slowly finish up uploading the rest of the things I have there. I will focus on my web shop because honestly no one can come and close my web shop. And another shop that I have is coffee. I have my coffee set up and I don't use it that much. Like, there was a time that I used it, but you know, as I said, there's too many shops and too many things and you can't just keep up to date with everything. So I'm gonna try to upload things to my website and to my coffee shop, just in case coffee is more reliable to more people. I'll see if there's any other alternatives, but honestly, I know that the best thing that I could do is focus on my web shop and just get back into my blog because it's been abandoned, it doesn't have that much traffic. And I think that maybe if I focus a bit more into getting a bit more traffic, maybe write a few posts that will direct to my products too. So maybe if I had a few articles that were a bit more focused on my stuff, maybe more people will find my shop interesting. I don't know. It's just very frustrating because you're seeing a lot of time spent on working on that just gone into thin air. Well, I will just have to keep working and start a new adventure, I guess.
On the backing cards, there is a few things that I want to change. Also, I've just had my nails done. My nails back at work and screen, but this one's pretty cute. The only thing is I did little with them. I don't know if you've seen underneath this design here. I changed the design of the You Zest lemon enamel card, and it illustrated these little lemon slices. And I thought that was really cute. Actually, the text to a dark purple so that it matches her hair. But she's looking pretty good. Now this colour scheme actually used to be kind of a very similar colour scheme.
Hi guys, welcome back. It's Thursday today, the next day of that fat all day, and I've just finished cleaning. It's currently 12, almost and a half p.m. Lately I've been starting a new cleaning routine that I think will benefit me long term, and I wanted to share it with you just in case there's someone else out there like me. So I'm the type of person, especially working at home, that whenever I go to the kitchen to get some water, or when I finish breakfast and I'm going to leave my cup there, I start to see things undone. And I like things to be in order. So I start doing something, and when I realize it, it's been 2 hours and I've been cleaning my house, but a lot of times nothing gets completely finished because I start seeing another new thing, and then I jumped into that thing, and as I said, 2 hours passed by and I've been just cleaning. I haven't worked anything. This wouldn't be a bad thing if I wasn't working from home and I want to have a sort of work routine. So a few months ago I realized that I did this, and I did it sort of unconsciously, because at first I was like, no, I want to do this, I want to clean my house, but it was a bit of an unconscious thing. Like, I didn't really had a volunteer of going and cleaning. It was just my mind that switched on and say, you have to clean this. I stopped myself from doing this, and the only thing I do after breakfast is just putting the dishes in the dishwasher and come back here. However, increasingly my house has been getting a little bit more unorganized, a little bit more dirty, and I was feeling a bit anxious about it. A lot of things were left unclean because there were boxes everywhere and you just couldn't clean properly, and it was like a mess. I really don't like this routine of setting up Saturday or Sunday and spend 5 hours cleaning or all day cleaning. Like, I get very anxious those days, and I don't dislike cleaning, but I don't like full-on cleaning, like a day of cleaning. The other day my boyfriend sent me an article, and most of it I didn't like. It was a bit of a obvious things. Keep your house organized. If you cook, clean afterwards, obviously. Like, I already did that. I've shared a flat. I know a lot of people don't do that, but for me it's obvious and I do it. So a lot of those cleaning tips weren't really useful for me. But there was one thing that stood out to me, and I wanted to share it with you because I've been doing it for the last week, except yesterday because I was really not in the mood yesterday. It's been doing really well, and I think long term is going to do really well. And this is basically a technique that monks use as they wake up, and I don't know if it was before or after breakfast. They just set a timer of 20 minutes and they all start cleaning. There are a lot, so they're obviously divided tasks. One starts doing the dishes, the other one cleans the floors. If I implement this sort of routine of cleaning every day for 20 minutes, my house should be clean. I can do little tasks every day to just basically keep the house clean. But 20 minutes seems like a doable thing, is something, is obtainable, is also something that is just 20 minutes, so your mind says, just 20 minutes, even if you don't feel like it. You just do a bit less. I haven't been super strict with the 20 minutes. Like, I know a lot of times I've stopped the clock when there's just 3 minutes so the alarm doesn't go off, because I'm just finishing off, and probably it's like 5 minutes more than 20, but it's fine. My routine usually when I wake up is I wake up and I usually like to take my breakfast like slowly. Even if I'm just having a cup of milk, I don't take coffee in the mornings. I like to be a bit relaxed while doing that. So I usually put on a video, and for I think like 3 or 4 months I've been watching Catnip. I love her channel. She's such a positive force, and I've been binge watching all of her studio vlogs since the beginning because I think her journey is so inspiring. And after that I go brush my teeth and I start my day. Like, every morning I do a little cleaning of the kitchen, just put everything in the dishwasher. So these I do every morning, and these I do after breakfast. So after I clean the kitchen, I've been doing this. I've been brushing my teeth and then setting up the timer of 20 minutes and cleaning. And to be completely honest, I'm liking this routine. Everything feels a bit more clean. I'm doing just a little thing every day. Another thing that I've been doing to keep track of what I can do the next day and I don't have to think about it, I just set up the 20 minutes and start, is I have like a little magnetic list in my fridge, and I've been taking notes of the things that I should do this week, or just the upcoming days. And every day after I finish, I just cross it over, and it's so satisfying. That feeling of crossing things over is really satisfying, and it's been working really well so far. So I wanted to share this with you, just because, I mean, it's part of my daily routine, it's part of my start of the day routine, so I thought I'll share it. And as you can see, I'm feeling a bit better today. I've already added a couple of products to my coffee shop, and I think I'm gonna start adding them to the coffee shop because it's just much faster and to add, and then I'll move on to the website and I'll start doing the same. Also because my website is connected to my Instagram, so maybe that way I can work it out a bit better. And yeah, I'm just trying to deal with it the best way I can. I know I'm gonna suffer a decline in sales. Like, I'm not even expecting that many sales from my coffee or my website because I haven't had any there. So yeah, I'm not gonna let that get to my mind. I'm also trying to think about the convention I have on February, and I'm excited about doing certain new products, and I'm actually ordering a few. I was sort of designing a new washi tape. I have no idea how to design washi tape. I'm improvising a lot, but I hope that turns out okay. I mainly will sell that in the Japan Weekend convention, and what I'll try to do if that goes better than last time is I'll just try to sign up for more conventions and just keep it more of a regular thing. The good thing about going to a Japan Weekend to a convention for the first time was that I saw that people really liked my product, and I was really excited by that because I always felt like maybe I wasn't directing sales from my social media because people didn't like my products, and that is not the case. It's just probably the case of people don't having enough money or whatever the reason is. I don't blame them. It's just I try to reason this because I thought that maybe it had something to do with my products, and it seems like it's not. So I don't know if I said it, but yesterday ended up being much more productive than I initially expected. I most of the time I spent was designing the washi tape, and that was about 2 hours. I did a few hours of work, which wasn't entirely bad. Despite me having low energy in the afternoon, I just said, well, let's focus, let's do work, and I did. So that's good. And today I'm finishing the last pages, the last fixes on the children's book, getting that to the author. As soon as she approves anything, I'm just gonna correct the final pages in InDesign, and then I'll send it back to Amazon so she can order it, and we'll have this chapter of the book finished finally and get it up to print again, and hopefully this time it will be okay and I can show it to you, and I'm just really excited to see it done finally. Yay! And if I have some extra time, I'll like to finish editing the video that I almost edited the other day when I received the bad news. That's it for now. I have still a handful almost like this to pack left, but that's all. I had 200 of these beans. I ordered 200 because it was considerably cheaper. I don't know if that was a good idea because I ordered them for the last Japan Weekend convention and I only sold 2. I listed them on my Etsy, but they obviously blocked it. I have them listed on my coffee shop and on my website, so if you want to grab that, I'll leave links down below. But I'm basically packaging them to have them ready, and because if I have them packaged, I can put them in a box and have them stored away. And by the way, I was wondering, do you guys have any ideas about what to do with with these bags. I have so many and I don't really know what to do with them. Just imagine 200 pins. 200 of these bags. And if they were bigger, I will use them to when packing sticker orders or something. They're just way too small. I don't want to recycle them just in case I can think about something to do with them and reuse them. But if not, I think I will end up recycling them, and I don't know, I think it's just such a waste. By the way, this is how I'm storing them for now. I just prop a bunch into one and store them like this so they don't occupy as much. Okay, just a quick little update before the weekends. Today's Friday, Black Friday. I managed to do a bunch of the things that I meant to do this week, despite of having a bit of a low on Wednesday after the Etsy shop bit, and Thursday just continuing with it. We also got some bad news. About a month and a half ago, we found our car completely wrecked because someone gave it a hit and just basically run away without giving us their data or anything. And obviously we tried to contact the police, but there was no luck at all. Despite it being recorded, we couldn't see the model or anything about the car because the cameras were really low quality. We had a bunch of bad luck, and yesterday it was confirmed that it's just so completely wrecked. The car is a second-hand car. Yeah, we have no car. And it's been like this for a bit, so just another bunch of bad news. We were going to spend a lot in fixing it, despite it being old, because it worked really well and it was in fine condition despite everything. There's a lot of things wrong because of the hit, so there's no way we're gonna do that. We're both being a bit off, especially my boyfriend. But despite everything, I've been pretty productive. I finished editing the last pages of the book yesterday. I'm gonna finish today adding the text. I just need to correct the illustrations and such, and finish the final PDF, send it back to her, send it to Amazon, and we'll try to order a new proof and see if everything goes well this time, hopefully. Another good thing is I finished editing a video, and that's awesome. I think I'm gonna actually start editing another one today, so just keeping the rhythm and see if I get a bit more familiar with Premiere, because I'm just very lost. For example, I keep hitting the shortcuts that were from Sony Vegas. It's like, today also we woke up really early, we were pretty awake at I think 7:30 or something in the morning. We never wake up that early when we're staying home. He works from home today too. It ended up being a pretty productive morning. I got a lot of housework done. I've done some exercise, which is good. And I've also finished rendering that video and just did some general tasks. Right now I'm gonna start adding the text to the book, so see if I can get that done before lunchtime. And yeah, the only thing that didn't go done exactly this week was preparing the merch that I said I wanted to order, but that was somehow on purpose because I've actually seen that this page doesn't have Black Friday discounts, and I was actually counting on there being some. So as there's none, I'm not in a hurry. I want to order them with time, but I think if I wait a week more, it's still gonna be good. Overall, as you can see, it was a productive week, which is good, despite it being really bad mood-wise and just news-wise. It's just been one bad thing after the other. Here in Spain, they say that the one bad thing never comes alone, and we just had a bunch of bad things. Even here in the house, a bunch of things broke down and we had to buy news. So it's like, yeah, keep them coming.